In the next case, we will be going back to letter spacing, and we can see that there are different classes being used to specify those letter spacing. That means the spacing between each letters of our text elements has been used into our project. So in this particular case, instead of using it elsewhere, if we now get back to the first paragraph, and here if we use the same class of tracking tighter, that means the letter spacing will be reduced to minus 0.05 em. So tracking tighter is the class. We are now using a separate tracking tighter. Now before refreshing this particular project, have a look here what we have done. This is particularly the letter spacing between each individual letters of our first paragraph. Now if we reload, we can see that the letter spacing is now a little bit of different than the previous one. The letters being more specific, the letters being more tighter than ever. If we press this F12 and open up our code inspector panel and select the first paragraph, we can see that the letter spacing is now reduced to minus 0.05 em. In the similar fashion, there are many classes right over here, like this tracking tight. We have used here this class of tracking tighter. Here is the class tracking tight. So if we make usage of it, the letter spacing will be reduced to this particular value of 0.025 em instead of 0.05 em has been used in the previous case. So in this particular case, if we just use this class right over here, instead of tracking tighter, if we now use this class of tracking tight, get back to our project, reload, and you can see that this will be the result. Press F12. Now we can see that the class of tracking tight is being used over here, which is using a letter spacing property of minus 0.025 em. Now in the third case, all we are going to do, we are going to use something very wide like this tracking widest, which has a letter spacing of 0.1 em. Let's get back to our project, and instead of tracking tight, we are using here this class of tracking widest. This is the class, this is the last class which has been defined over here. This is the letter spacing 0.1 em. Now let's press Ctrl S. That means we are about to save our project. Get back to our project, close this code inspector panel in the first case, and have a look at this particular first paragraph right over here. So now if we reload, we can see that this will be the result. The letter spacing is now a little bit of enhanced. It is now having a letter gapping or letter spacing of 0.1 em as been mentioned into our class. Now if we press F12 again, select this particular individual paragraph, this first paragraph, we can see that the letter spacing is now used 0.1 em, and it is tracking widest class, which is being used along with this first paragraph. So instead of this tracking widest, which seems really awkward for us, actually in my eyes, so all we are going to do, instead of tracking widest, I will be using here tracking tighter. Press Ctrl S, get back to your project, have a watch at this particular first paragraph, reload, and you can see that this will be the result.